Hi, good afternoon. Good afternoon. I hope you are well today. So, today I want to talk about uh, divorcee parental guilt, divorcee parent guilt, the parent guilt that divorcees suffer from. Um, and it's horrible. Feeling guilty, it's horrible. It's very painful. It hurts like hell. It never goes away. It aches. That's what parent guilt feels like. That's what that's what my clients tell me. It feels like. It feels endless. It feels dark. It feels like there's no light at the end of the tunnel. So I'm going to try and give you a bit of light if you're suffering from this. Yeah. Um, been doing some stuff on Facebook about this, and it's two camps really with parent guilt. The ones that see it as the ones that feel it and the ones that see through it. If we feel something, it feels real. Our feelings are real. And so the guys, girls seeing through it, seeing through parent guilt. Parent guilt comes in all different flavors. But as I said today, I was going to talk about divorcee parent guilt. So from some conversations that I've had over the last month, the essence of it is that mums and dads feel that divorce was the best thing for them, but it wasn't the best things for their kids. It's the best thing for them personally to be away, to be divorced from somebody that they didn't love anymore, and away from a situation that was making them very unhappy, but they're worried about it not being the right thing for their child. Now, we could go down a real rabbit hole with this. How can I put this? There's some pain, and that pain eases over time. Like when we lose somebody, when I lost my dad 3 years ago. The pain eases over time. So, and the pain from divorce eases over time. But in the long term, we are happier. So there's some short-term pain, but in the long term, as it fades, we are happier. And if we are happier, that is better for our children. The long term is what matters. I don't know how I can put this. So people think they've done the wrong thing for the child. But in the long term, everybody's going to be happier. And it's the long term that counts. The other way of looking at it would be to stay in a marriage that stay in a marriage where the partners didn't love each other, and it was driving you insane. It was taking you and your partner, you and your husband, you and your wife, down and down and down and down and down. So how would being in that toxic environment make your child feel? So that would have got worse and worse, and the impact would have got worse and worse. So by looking after your own well-being, you're actually doing the best thing for your children's well-being. You took the decision, and it was the right decision. Going over and over that decision, as some people do, isn't going to do you any favor. You did the right thing. You did the right thing. And you're always doing the right thing. Your intuition, we end up doing the right things. We do the right things for ourselves. And we've got there's all these different advice coming in from other people. There's all this societal stuff, about the best thing is, the best thing is one child, two parents, the best thing is. So we've got all these kind of like societal and cultural things, societal and cultural norms coming in, and we feel very conflicted. And then we do some things that we regret later. But you took the decision, you made the best decision that you could make. So in that time. So it's time to stop beating ourselves up. Because we all have that voice in our heads, don't we? Our voice in our head that says that we're not good enough. We did the wrong thing. We made the wrong decision. And that voice in our head that people used to get locked up for saying, people used to get locked up for saying they have a voice in their head. And I don't know how come, I've said this before, how come there were people that weren't locked up? How come there was anybody on the streets at all? Because we all hear a voice in our head, and the voice in our head tells us we're not good enough, and especially with something like parent guilt, it tells us that we're not a good enough parent. And here's the thing, that voice in our head is telling us lies, because the voice in our head is always a liar. So the people that say that, they're talking on my Facebook about, I think it's a chap called Dave, talking about parent guilt being a story. What he means by that is it's fiction. It's fiction, but it looks like a documentary. It looks like. The voice in our head doesn't look like anything, does it? Because the voice in our head is aural, is it? How do you pronounce it? Audible, aural. It's something that we hear. So it's like a fictitious, audible. It's like so Audible is an app for listening to audio books. So this is audio fiction. The voice in our head is like a novel that we listen to on Audible. It is a work of fiction. It is a story. The voice in our head is a story. It's fictitious. It's lies. It's made up. It's not true. And it's not us, because We're the ones that hear the voice in our head. And if we're the ones that hear the voice in our head, we can't be the voice in the head. Two things: the subject and the object. So the subject is the person that's doing the hearing, the person that hears the voice in the head, and the object is the voice that is heard. You are the person that hears the liar in your head, the lies in your head. You are not the lies. Hope that helps. A little bit longer today. See you soon. Bye-bye.